This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Broya Bas Chananya, Meseches Demai, Perek Aleph, Mishna Gimel. Our Mishnah continues teaching leniencies that apply to Demai. Halekeach, if someone purchases Demai from an Amaretz, whether he purchases it lezera, to plant it, v'lebehema, or to feed an animal, or kemach la'iris, he purchased flour to put with the skins, with the hides of animals, in order to prepare them, or shemen lener, oil for a candle, or shemen losuch bay esakelim, or oil to grease utensils. So in all these cases, since it's not being purchased for eating, so the halacha is that pater min admai, the person is pater exempt from treating it like dmai and having to separate the maisras. And the reason for this is because the chachamim were only strict when it comes to a person purchasing it to eat, since eating something which didn't have the maisras removed from it is very severe. However, using it for other purposes like planting and for animals, there it's not so severe, and so therefore the chachamim did not require a person to separate the maisras. The Mishnah continues and presents other leniencies. Mikziv ulahalan, if someone purchased Demai that was planted in Ksiv or further up north, so from the area of Ksiv and further north, was only chayev in Maisrus midrabanon, since the people who came up from Bavel did not include it in Eretz Yisrael. So pater menat Demai, a person is pater exempt from Demai because the whole obligation of Maisrus is much more lenient. It's only midrabanon, so they did not apply it by Demai. Other exceptions, chalas amaretz, chala which an amaretz gave to a kohen, because the chala goes to the kohen, v'amaduma, and if there is truma mixed together with produce that's not truma, and also valakuach bechesef meiser sheni, and if a person bought from an amaretz produce with monies from meiser sheni, ushiyare hamanoches, and the leftovers of the mincha offering that a amaretz brought in the Beis HaMikdash, and these leftovers are eaten by Kehanim. So in all of these cases, the amaretz is going to be careful, because in the first case he's giving challah to a kohen, so it's holy. So he's careful to make sure that he treated the produce beforehand properly. So too by the maduma, since it's produce mixed with truma, the amaretz will make sure to remove the maisrus. So too when someone purchases from him produce for Meiser Sheni, since Meiser Sheni is holy, the amaretz will be careful with it. And so too by the menachis, since it's going to be eaten by a kohen, the amaretz is careful with it, and so we assume that every amaretz separated the maisers, and therefore paturim and admai, they're patur from being treated like dmai. And the Mishnah concludes that shemen ariv, if someone buys from an amaretz fragrant oil, so here we have an argument. Beis Shammai mechayven, Beis Shammai hold that the person is chayiv to separate the maisrus like from regular Demai, because Beis Shammai disagree with the first exceptions in our Mishnah. They say that even if a person is buying something for other purposes except for eating, like fragrant oil, which is for smelling, a person does have to separate the maisrus like from regular Demai. Beis Hillel paitrim, and Beis Hillel exempt the person, because Beis Hillel hold of the exceptions we said at the beginning, that only when it's bought for eating does a person have to separate the maisrus like from regular Demai.